What's up, guys? Happy Saturday. Jeff, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Yeah, it's a very high climb for sure. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. What I've got planned here, so it should be a lot of fun. So, anyway, thanks for joining, guys. I appreciate it. Welcome to another stream. Unfortunately, last time on Thursday night when I was streaming, I lost power and I wasn't able to get back on. So we're going to try this again. I actually finished the flight to Kona, so we're going to fly back from Kona to Honolulu today. I'm trying to, well, first, welcome. Appreciate you guys joining, and looking forward to fun day of flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Got a bunch of stuff to talk about. If you're involved with the VR Aviators group on, or the VR Aviation group on FSEconomy, stick around. We're gonna chat about that a little bit. Jeff, glad to have you on board. Thanks for joining. So let me just show you the flight plan for today first. Anyway, here we are, Sky Vector. And this is our plan. We're going to start here in Kona. I had planned to basically set this whole route so we can autopilot our way around and enjoy the views, right? So here we're going to hang it right here. We got to gain some altitude. I figure this should be enough. This is, probably about 20 some odd miles to be able to gain enough altitude and get up here to cross through here. We have to be probably at about 8,000 feet. We're not going to go over them. If we can get up high enough, we'll do that, but I'll shoot to get at least between 8 and 10,000. Then we're going to cross this way over to here, pick up this waypoint on the back side of the mountain, of the island, and then we'll head on back to Honolulu. So we've got a total of 273 miles. We've got 5 passengers on board, okay, for FSEconomy. 110 gallon of gas. This plane burns about 28 gallons an hour. So we should have plenty of fuel. If not, we'll make an emergency stop at one of the islands, but we should be fine. Yeah, so that's the plan. Now, what I'm doing here, I got 2 choices. I could either enter these waypoints in manually, which I'm kind of doing, as we were starting the stream here, or I could use the little nav map process to do it. Now, it's a little funky doing this here. Like what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to line up, I'm trying to line up these waypoints. So like it basically doesn't function the way you want it to function, right? So for example, I want to add Vela here. Well, that seems to be okay. Okay. So now I want to add Vinny, okay, which is over here somewhere. So I'll see what happens here. Let's see what happens. So Vinny seems to be okay. Okay. And now I want to add a waypoint over here. I don't necessarily have to add all of the waypoints, but I want to get down the mountain and then make the northwest turn towards this waypoint. So let's just pick like let's pick this guy right here, Prask, and see what happens. Oh, that worked well. All right, so that's what we're going to do. All right, so we're going to go Flint to Prask to Flint to Vinny to Prask to Vela. So I'm taking Arbor out. We don't need Arbor. All right, and then we'll head on back. So that should be fine. That's a nice flight plan. Oops. All right, and yeah. So I think did I take out this guy too? So I go straight to Flint there. Yeah. So I go straight to Flint. So I took out this guy. Just getting everything straight here. So we're lined up on on Sky Vector. Let me show you Sky Vector. So I just want to make sure I just took out the waypoint here and I took out a waypoint over here. So we're just lined up properly to what we got on the Microsoft screen. And we should be good to go here. There it is. There's our flight plan. Should be fun. Mouse, hey, thanks for joining. Appreciate you joining. We're going to talk about FSEconomy in a little bit here. Just want to get off the ground. We're going to check out the volcanoes first. Now, I think I'm going to set the time for like 5 p.m. or something like that. So we'll have a nice sun action here. So we'll go all players. If someone wants to join and fly, great. Preset, we're going to go clear. We're going to do we'll do a few clouds just to give it some coolness. All right, and then let's rock and roll. We got the Beechcraft Baron. We got the tail number set up, so let's rock and roll. It's gonna take a little bit here to load up. Michael, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. So just so you guys know, what I did was I took the liberty yesterday of creating manual cache for all of the Hawaiian Islands. It took up 7 gig. Now I didn't do high cache for everything. I did high cache for all the airports areas, and then I did medium for surrounding that, and then low for all of the island. So hopefully, yeah, thanks. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Hopefully, there we go. There. Just want to make sure the audio is working. There's the airport here. We're just going to take off on the runway because we got a long. I want the plane flying. So that's one thing they need to add here. You need to have the option of starting at the gate or starting at the ramp and have your plane running. You know, they need to do that. The way it works now is I think you've got to be on the runway in order for it to work. All right, so I'm taking off the wrong way. God damn it. That's okay. You know what? That's actually good because I'll be able to gain some more altitude. So anyway, before we go here, so I set up the manual cache, so hopefully the loading will be better. It'll be faster. We're going to see. It took 7 gig. It took about 45 minutes. It took me about an hour to paint all the areas that I wanted, and then it took about 45 minutes to download. So 7 gigs of manual cache will hopefully help this be a bit of a smoother ride here. So let's check outside here. Here's the Baron. It's a nice plane. I want to do a livery of this plane. VR Aviation liveries of this plane and the 208. We'll talk about the livery process in a second. Not in a second, but a little bit. Remind myself to talk about that. Anyway, all right, so let's get on the road here. Get back into the cockpit. We're going to go. Now, unfortunately, as I mentioned before, the Baron doesn't have an altitude knob. I've looked online, I've said this before, I've looked online at real-world Barons with G1000s, and they all have an altitude knob, so they really should add it back in. I hope they add it back in. For all the inaccuracies of the Microsoft planes based on the real world, I hope this was a mistake, and I hope they weren't trying to say this is how it really is. But anyway, we're going to go nav. Yeah, I bought the mouse. I bought the full upgrade. It just didn't want to deal with it. I just wanted to have everything. All right, so we're going to go nav. We're going to go, let's see, I want PDF, wind, option 1, that's the one I like, back. what's my caution? Or we might need the pitot heat, so let's get that on. Where the hell is that? Right here. On. Had some really funky stuff with this plane with the autopilot too. Hey Bruce, good morning. Thanks for joining. Want to let you know, Bruce, that you're no longer the only member of the channel. I actually increased my membership by 100%, and now I have 2 people that, that have joined. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I was kidding with my wife about that. She was laughing. All right, so we can set an altitude here. Well, we can't set an altitude, which sucks. But we know that we're going to want to be at least between 10 and 15,000. Okay, so hopefully that'll be solid. All right, so let me see. You guys can still see me, right? Because I'm getting errors from YouTube here. I didn't lose you guys, did I? All right, I'm going to assume I didn't lose you. Okay, let me get yeah. All right, so we're good to go. We got our flight plan in. Let's turn on FSEconomy. I always forget to do that. I need my own checklist for that. I always verify that. I'm doing this off camera. Well, I could show you if you guys want to really see it. So I always go here, just select, or just refresh and make sure it says departing. Now this plane's available. Come on. FSE has been so slow. There's so many people on in progress. Good. We got 5 souls on board, all going to AHNL. We'll make a little bit of money, enough to cover at least gas, 110 gallons of fuel, and we're rocking and rolling. All right. Where are we there? Here we go. All right, cool. I guess we're good to go, guys. Let's get in the air here. Flap set to the takeoff position. Bring those engines up to. This plane is a weird thing that even though you're in the green in the torque, you get the red RPM button. So I'm going to release those parking brakes, and we'll get on the road here. Is everybody else seeing freezing? Because it says I'm transmitting like fine here. So let me get up in the air here. Odd. You got to trim up here as you take off. Get those gear up. Those flaps up. This airspeed's alive. Now I gotta tell you, the cat. Maybe I hope it looks like the cache worked because it is pretty smooth here. Just trimming up here. Okay.
Beechcraft 8 Bravo Delta, continue for west departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace.
Let's get our.
Beechcraft 8 Bravo Delta, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Kona Tower Beechcraft November 328 Bravo Delta frequency change.
All right, we're going to request our IFR clearance after we fly our little jaunt here. Those flaps all the way up. I guess I had 2 notches in. All right, so we're getting. Getting our good airspeed up here. We're going to turn. shoot that first waypoint. And we'll climb her up to... Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. I was a little off the center line, but I'll take it. We have an ambitious trip here planned, so let's get that autopilot on. And we should shoot that waypoint, climbing at about, we'll be at 600 feet per minute. We probably should go a little faster than that. We'll go to this plane. You know, this plane can move, so I'm just going to bring the throttle back a little bit. You'll probably climb at 1,000 feet per minute, get through these clouds. I might have to kill these clouds so we can see the volcano. In fact, yeah, let's do that. Let's go to weather here, and let's clear the skies. What issues do you have in there? Could get them assisted to map to and stick. Wait. Oh, map to the stick. I'll show you how to do that. I was ready to show you how to do that the last time, but I can show you how to do that. All right, let's. We're making good progress on our altitude, so I'm not too worried about that. This whole first leg here is about Alright, we're going to be flying right in between these two guys. Now see, this is all loaded in cache, so it should not be stuttering. It's all loaded in manual cache, so it should be very, very, very clean. I'm going to change the time here because it's a little hazy. So let's go to like 3 p.m. Back there. All right, so you figured out how to map it. That's good. All right, coming up on 5200, passing through 5200, I should say. Climbing at 130, which is good. Great. It's too bad this plane doesn't have an FLC. That's nice on the Caravan. You can just set the airspeed to climb at like 130, put it on the altitude, boom, it just goes up. It's great. Love to have that. Just makes it a lot easier. You don't have to monkey around with it. I really hope that they add the altitude knob. I mean, what do you guys think? Shouldn't there be an altitude knob on the Baron? Seriously? I'm not complaining, you know. I don't want to be a complainer, but just give me a friggin' knob. Yeah, the manual cache makes a lot of sense. I've got it. The whole area that we fly for the VR Aviation Group in the Cape May, Roanoke area. I went through that and did that too. Like did all the airports, and so when you're landing, you don't get stuttering. Michael, good morning to you. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff once we get through our flight here. Let's just take a look. Here's our flight plan, guys, so you can see it. It's quite ambitious for sure. That'll give you the elevation. There you go. Yeah, I totally agree. And you know, someone on Facebook was saying, "Oh well, in real life it doesn't have a knob." I disagree. I looked on multiple. Now maybe the G58 version. I mean, how many other versions of the Baron are there? I looked online. You guys could look online, search it up, Google Baron, Beechcraft Baron G1000, and you look at the pictures, and every one of them, and the real life planes, every single one of them has a knob. Well, what kind of CPU do you have, Jeff? Just curious, because I can't run an Ultra. I can't run an Ultra. I have a i7 6700, so that's the problem. I think a lot of it's CPU related, you know. All right, coming through 8,000. Plenty of elevation. I think I'm going to settle off at 9K. Okay. So on this plane, unfortunately, you got to do it by eye here. So when we get towards 9K, I got to hit this button here, and then we'll be at our altitude. So that was plenty of time to get up and away before we hit that first waypoint, which we're coming up to in about 6 miles. So we'll be at altitude. Okay, that's part of your reason. You got a 9600K. It's an 8-core. Is it a 4-core or 8-core? Oh, it's an i5, so it's a 4-core. But it's probably clock faster. Mine's a 4-core. It's a 6700. It's a 6th generation, right? Are coming through 9,000, and here we go. 3, 2, 1, mark. 9,000. Gonna level off here. And we got our altitude. I'm just gonna lower the desktop here for a second. So one thing I don't like about Microsoft Flight Simulator compared to X-Plane, okay? You see how this is all fuzzy out here, where the two volcanoes are? In X-Plane, that would be clear. Now, maybe it's a setting that I have to do. Maybe it's a setting that I'm missing. Maybe you guys can help me with that. But this distance, length of distance, being fuzzy like that really bothers me. Six-core, yeah. Well, I'm a 4-core, so it's a better situation for you. So you're getting better computation. Anyway, so yeah, it's good. I'm glad that to hear that, because I'm going to depth of, I think it's depth of field, but if we take a look at the setting, just look at the setting I have that at. I don't want to have this get into. Oh, that's not what I want. Options. I don't want this to get into a geek chasing frame rate stream, but let's just look at the settings. Depth of field. Is it depth of field? Depth of field. I have it on high. Let me just put it on ultra and see what happens. It's not really much better. Not really much better. It's foggy. All right, making our turn. Okay. For some reason, our autopilot is what the hell's going on here? Boy, that really screwed the pooch on that waypoint. Look at that. Look how far off. Look how far off that went. Turn what off, dude? Depth of field? Turn depth of field off. Yeah, so that was kind of like a... All right, so let's see. Why, yeah, just to be safe here, I'm going to head up to 10K here. Oops. Here's another thing. Okay, so I can't hit vertical speed up. Why? Do I take out? Oh, I see why. Take altitude hold off? No, look, I take altitude hold off, vertical speed up, and it doesn't work. Why? No, that's true. I totally get that, Techie. I totally get that. All right, so I'm gonna have to. So what do I do here now? I can't. No, I have. Let me just see if I could do vertical speed. It should let me do that. I mean, come on, man. Anyway, I'm not going to get into a big complaint here. Let's check out the scenery. Turn depth of field off. Let's see what happens if I turn depth of field off. Hopefully I won't crash this sim. Turn depth of field off. Where the hell is depth of field? Come on, come on. Depth of field off. Let's just see what happens. I think that actually looks better. Thank you, Cerrone. I think that actually looks better. Maybe not. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. In any event, I just wish I could climb a little higher. But I think we'll be okay. I mean, it might be a little better. It's hard to tell. I don't know. You got timed out there, Jeff. I'm not sure what you did, but sorry. I got that. So, I mean, check me if I'm wrong here, okay? But should I be able to just go vertical speed and then roller on up? And why doesn't it let me do that? Do I have to turn autopilot off? Vertical speed, and then autopilot on? Yeah, I guess so. That's how you got to do it. Not on this plane, Techie. There's no FLC on this plane, unfortunately. All right, so you got to turn the autopilot off. I just got to make a mental note for now. Turn autopilot off, and then change your let's see if I could do it now. Yeah, I could do it now, but I could add to it now, but you have to turn it off. Now it thinks my level is 9,000, so I guess when I reach my next level, which is going to be 10,000, I'll hit the mode here. You know, Techie, probably getting between 30 and 35, maybe a little higher. To me, you know, everyone chases FPS in flight simulators, and it's more about frame consistency, really, right? I really don't, because you're moving so slow. Unless you're flying like in the extra 300 in New York City, and you're whipping past buildings or something, you need frame rate for that. But for this, you know, 30 frames is generally going to be fine because you're moving so slow. It's more about the consistency that I worry about. All right, we're going to set our altitude there at 1,010. But when I checked it, I'm going to tell you about this one video I found that was awesome by Jay's 2 cents. Let's get. All right, judging by the eye, we should be okay here. Should pass right through here. You know what? We could go up further. We're gonna have to go autopilot off. Vertical speed. Let's get up. Why don't we get up to 14,000? This way we can see the top of the volcanoes. Oh, that's a good idea to cap it. I think I'll do that. Techie, that's a good idea. Cap it at 30. Why not? Why not? Chuck some ballast out. Yeah, we'll get rid of one of the passengers. Yeah, that's a good idea to cap it. I didn't think of that. That's a really good idea. If you only need 30, you know, that's an excellent idea. Thank you. Make a note of that so I don't forget, because my mind is cap at 30 FPS. I mean, I do that in X-Plane for VR, right? You cap it at 30 frames, actually, for VR. And it makes it super smooth using the OVR tool, or a VR tool. And pack your lunch, yeah. All right, so we're coming up to 12K. The way it works is, I'm going to lower this, guys, so you can hear me. It seems to be like where I focus is in focus, is clearer. Like, so if I look here in the center, I'm looking at the plane, it's all clear, the ground is clear. But if I look over to the right, it's all fuzzy. So it's like it's basically designed to clear it up where you focus. I'm not sure I agree with that, but that's how they have it. All right, we're going to cap it there, altitude. Yeah, I'm not going to take a chance of that because I don't want to. I don't want to crash the stream in the sim in the middle of the stream. So, all right, let's get some views here. Just taking some pictures, guys. Sorry. Looks pretty cool. Let's see where we are. Field of view setting. I'm not sure if there is a field of view setting. Maybe there is. Yeah, I just don't want to take a chance of setting that on the fly. I'm not comfortable doing that. All right, so there's the volcanoes. They're not quite as spectacular as I thought they were going to look, but they look pretty cool. You know, they look all right. I mean, I'm not running an Ultra either, so, but that looks really cool right there. I tell you what, let me go outside the plane and check out some of these fixed camera views. That's kind of lame. That's cool. That one. That one. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of lame. Making our turn here. It's Bing, yeah, they use Bing. But I manual cached. I hit manual cache for all of the islands, low on the outskirts, but up to high around the airports. So far, the passengers haven't used their air sick bags, so that's a good thing. Well, yeah, it would be good to have a steam gauge version. I totally agree. Totally agree. I mean, I got to tell you, I think I said this before, this plane was the first plane that really got me into VR air flight simulation. Aerofly FS2, which was the first VR flight simulator back four years ago. Has a great bearing with great steam gauges. Awful autopilot. But the steam gauges look so cool in VR, like really, really clear. And it was the plane that really got me into flight simulation, for sure. All right, so now that we've seen the sights, right? All right, so let's turn on some weather. Just a few clouds. I like how you could do that. That's a cool shot. I'm looking for the cover here. I think it's going to be something like that. I think that's our cover photo for the video. Let's see. All right, Jeff. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you, the compliments. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining the stream. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And really appreciate you checking out and contributing to the chat, man. Thanks. Wish yours in FL was a bit better. So old, yeah. Yeah, I'm. Oh, he did okay. He didn't win any money, but he did. He placed pretty high. It was like 10,000 people in it or something like that, and he placed in the top 25%. So, all right. So I'm going to start to descend here. I don't really want to be at 12,000 feet when we go past the islands. I think I want to be at about 5,000 feet. So I'm going to have to go autopilot, disengage, vertical speed down, and we'll go down gradually at about 600 feet, get the autopilot back on, and now we'll start to actually start to save a little fuel here. You gain some speed. Oh, fly inside. Yeah. Oh, right, Tony. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, fly inside. Listen, let me tell you something. Fly inside, Daniel. All you guys, this was a lifesaver. It was a lifesaver before all of the native VR, like in FSX and in X-Plane. It really was a lifesaver. Not a lifesaver. I mean, I'm amplifying it. It really was a great thing, and it helped out a lot of people, especially me. I promoted the hell out of it. What happened here? Why aren't I picking up my waypoint? Oh, it's going to Prask. The line doesn't show Prask. That's why. Is that right? Am I going to Prask? Yeah. All right. So the line's off. Let's just see how it looks here. Yeah, okay. The maps are way off. Okay, we're good. Anyway, yeah, it was a great help. Fly inside. It could be useful now if you could somehow. I'm sure it's not easy, but if you were able to use Fly Inside for the new release of Microsoft Flight Simulator, I thought of that. That could be helpful because who knows when you're going to get it. Awesome, thanks, Jeff. Yeah, I've heard that from other places, Tony. Again, it's funny because I I posted on Facebook on one of the Microsoft, one of the 5,000 Microsoft Flight Simulator groups. I said, I said week 1, right? Oh my God, this is the greatest flight sim ever bestowed on the planet Earth. Happy, 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 happy. Week 2. What do you mean the first update isn't going to fix everything wrong with this simulator? Hey, thanks for subscribing there. Get your name. Alan, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate that. That's what it's, it's like that, right? Everything is fantastic week 1, and then week 2, everyone starts to, find all the warts. Yeah, I know. Sorry, you can't hear me outside. It's pretty loud. Anyway, yeah. So that was the that was the thing. Week 1, oh my God, it's so great. Week 2, when are you gonna fix this? What do you mean? First update's coming out and you're not fixing everything? Come on. Oh, it's odd. So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll go this and then I'll go this. Although I can't do that stuff. Yeah, that's a better picture right there. That looks pretty cool. So anyway, let's talk. We got some things to talk about. Let me just get my bearings here. I want to get to. I think we're gonna go to flight level 9. We're gonna 090. So flight. Well, why don't we fly at? I want to get below these clouds. So we'll go to like around 3,000 or 4,000. Let's see where the clouds are. All right, sounds good. So basically, got a lot to talk about today. So first, for you folks that are FSEconomy flyers, my God, thank you for the surge in membership and for the surge in activity. It seems like in our network at Cape May, KWWD, and Roanoke, KROA, on Flight FSEconomy, I mean, people are grabbing jobs as soon as they're posted. All right? And it's fantastic because it's helping the group earn money and, pay for the costs of all the FBOs and stuff, which is great. So I really appreciate all the work and effort that is going into that. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no royalty program. Unfortunately. So anyway, yeah. So the FSEconomy is really cranking it, and thanks to all you folks that are members that are flying there. If you want to join, just go to the groups. Go to all groups in FSEconomy, and you can check out this. Just hit the join button. You'll scroll through, look for VR Aviation, hit the join button, join our group. We'll get you approved, get you information, and lots of fun. We got lots of planes. In fact, we've added 3 new planes. Got this Baron that I actually bought myself and leased to the group, so you can fly this one free of charge. We Crash Distal was helpful in ferrying a C208 Caravan from Salt Lake City all the way to Roanoke, Virginia. So that plane is available, which is awesome, and it's great for those Virginia, Appalachian, Blue Ridge Mountain area. And then I bought a TBM 900 and leased that free of charge to the group. So 7 passengers, and that's at Cape May, KWWD. Great. It's a great economical plane, fast, and you can make good money with it in FSEconomy. So 3 new planes. Also new FBO, Salzburg Airport N51. I bought it at auction on FSEconomy for $200,000, which is a steal. And that adds to the Cape May network. So we got another place to fly there. It's a cool airport in real life. They hold this annual balloon festival there, although I don't think they're having it this year. where they have like hundreds of hot air balloons. And look it up on YouTube. I'm sure there's videos of it. And they all take off at the same time. And they fly all around Hunterdon County, New Jersey. It's pretty cool. If you remember, what's his name? Malcolm Forbes, who was just the founder of Forbes magazine. He was big into hot air ballooning, and he basically sponsored a lot of that. I think he actually left a trust for that to keep going on too. So it's pretty cool. So anyway, yeah. So check out that airport, new airport, Salzburg Airport. It's called Salzburg Hunterdon F51. So that's part of the network. Yeah, make sure you join the FSEconomy or my Discord. There should be a link in the chat coming up soon here. Join the Discord, and you'll get all kinds of information about FSEconomy. I post updates there and stuff. And hey, Fran, how you doing? Thanks for joining. I post all kinds of updates there about the FSEconomy group and opportunities for ferrying and stuff like that. So make sure you check that out. All right, we're coming down to 7,000. I think I'm going to go down to 4,000. So also we've got a bunch of liveries. If you go to the website, I'll give you our website URL here. Give me a second here. Go to our website URL. This is for the VR Aviation Group in FSEconomy. If you look here, we've got go to our liveries. We've got all kinds of liveries. These are X-Plane 11 liveries. The 208, the PC-12, Cessnas, the 1900D, the Challenger if you fly that, the Baron. If you fly a Dreamfoil Bell 407, a DC-3, and one of my favorites, the DA-62. You can get all these just by clicking on the picture, and it'll take you right to the download. You can see 200 people have downloaded that, so a lot of people are flying these liveries. I did these a while ago, a couple years ago, and people have really enjoyed them. So I'm planning on doing liveries for Microsoft Flight Simulator, but let me tell you, Tony mentioned that the SDK is horrible. Let me tell you, the process to develop a livery or to paint a livery in Microsoft Flight Simulator it's almost where it's like not worth doing. It's so convoluted. I mean, you have to change like JSON code, and it's just, I mean, there's no paint kit. Okay, that's cool, friend. No, that's cool. This message is all for the folks that are watching that are part of the FSEconomy group of VR Aviation. But yeah, that'd be great if you want to join. But anyway, so yeah, there's no paint kit. So again, if I was thinking about this. If I was going to release a flight simulator and I wanted the community to embrace it, one of the things that would be a super high priority would be to make livery painting easy and release paint kits for every single plane. I would hire someone just to do that, because that makes people engage with your simulator. When they can put their own stamp on a livery, it's a huge thing. So I think that was a big mistake. It's complicated. It's convoluted. They use DDS files instead of PNG files. An X-Plane 11, when you create liveries, for the most part, you can use PNG files, which makes it much easier. The actual layouts are much easier to interpret, whatever. And they have this thing called PlaneMaker. X-Plane 11's got an application called PlaneMaker that you can actually load up a plane and look at it in 3D and use your arrow keys to look all around and test out your livery. You don't have to load up the simulator every time you want to look at it. That's the process now with Microsoft Flight Simulator. So It's very frustrating. I wanted to do liveries for uh, our FSEconomy group, but it's like, I know, like, if I want, it's going to take me hours and hours and hours and hours, and I just don't have that time. You know, passing through 5,000, we'll go to 4,500. I may just turn off these clouds here so I can get clearer views. So not to bash Microsoft Flight Simulator, but as you dig into the covers, they didn't put a lot of thought into livery creation and community, I think, which was a mistake. The one thing you got to say about X-Plane is that it's pretty open, and the SDK is pretty good, and it's open to third party. Any average person, pretty much, who has some semblance of understanding of how files work and stuff, can create a livery. Even if it's an ugly livery, they can create a livery. All right, so we're gonna settle like right here. Let's take a look outside. Very good, clear skies. What I could do here is go to general sound. I'm going to lower my master a little bit. The voices I want up. Aircraft engines I want down. Environment I think we want down. Other aircraft, we'll just put that down. User interface, fine. Okay. That's a little better. That's pretty. That's a little better. Anyway, so that's my rant about painting liveries in MS Simulator. It's pretty bad. Anyway, let's see what else. Oh, so if you're part of FSEconomy, we're going to be doing a monthly contest in September. So basically, I'm going to put up 50,000 virtual dollars, virtual FSE dollars, not real money. 50,000 virtual dollars in Flight Simulator economy money will be put up for a contest where the member of VR Aviation Group who flies the most number of flights in the month of September will win that money. Now, the caveat is you have to have at least an overall profit margin of 20%. All right. So now, if you look on if you go to our website and you look on the reports, it's creating the report here now. Okay, you can see number of flights. We'll be using that, and we'll be using income margin. So right here, you can see like Promox has 21% income margin. Okay, in order to qualify for this contest, you got to have at least 20% income margin. Okay, you don't want a 6% or 30% would be awesome. We want, you don't want minus 8%. That's not good. Okay, so we want 20% or higher, and the most number of flights will win the 50,000 virtual dollars. Now, myself and Quixote are both not qualified. We're excluded because we both fly like maniacs, and why would I want to win my own money? So I'm actually putting up the money myself, not the group. So that's a little incentive for our pilots for the month of September. So enjoy that. X-Plane had another update. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in a second. Funny how competition from you. Well, let's talk about that because I know for an absolute fact, from absolute 100% reliable source, Granite source, that Laminar Research, developers of X-Plane, have been and are working on their next release, and apparently it's going to be spectacular. I don't know anything about the details, but this is what I'm hearing. There's some features in there. I was told, wait till you see what's coming in the new release. I don't know when it's coming out, but everything points to them already in the works of a new release, even before, even while Microsoft was developing and Asoba was developing. Is that how you pronounce it? I always forget their development. So I think, yes, it's good to have competition. It's good to have competition for sure. But I will tell you, yeah, I'm sure they'll probably call it X-Plane 12. I will tell you for sure, MS Flight Simulator, if you want to compare it to X-Plane, the only thing that, this is my opinion, okay, the only thing that Microsoft Flight Simulator has over X-Plane is the scenery. Okay? To me, that's the only thing it's got over it. The flight models aren't as good. The plane operations aren't as good. The autopilots are definitely not as good. The navigation is not as good. The communication is not as good. The interface with things like Pilot Edge and VATSIM is not as good. Now, I'm sure Microsoft is going to fix all that stuff. I'm sure they're going to fix all that stuff. But out of the gate, in my humble opinion, the only thing that FS 2020 has over X-Plane is the scenery. Okay. And, because with X-Plane, you can use ortho scenery, but it's going to be flat, and it's not going to have the same look. Now, don't forget, we're looking at this in 2D. Okay? We're not looking at this in VR and 3D. We're looking at this in 2D. For us folks that are used to, 3D flying, I want to see what this looks like in 3D. What this simulation looks at 3D. And there's little subtleties that are definitely not the same. Like when you're flying into an airport and you're getting ready to land, you're on your flight path to land. You're 4 miles out. In X-Plane, you could see the runway 5 miles out. In this simulator, in a lot of cases, the runway looks blurry. You can't really make it out. It looks like it's like a white strip, and as you get closer, you start to see, asphalt. So, when you really start flying, and I've probably put 30, 40 hours into flying this sim so far, you start to uncover the warts. Now, I am not saying it's not a great foundation. It's a great foundation, okay? We all love the graphics. The graphics are great, okay? Look at that. It looks amazing. Okay. But X-Plane 11, okay? X-Plane 11 has a lot over it, certainly in navigation. Like I said, navigation. This autopilot on these planes you can't trust them. Like I couldn't put a plane on autopilot and walk away for 20 minutes. I mean, chances are 90% chance that it would be okay, but there's a 10% chance that something wonky and wacky would happen. Okay. If you run the simulator for, a number of hours, it starts to get a little wonky in some areas sometimes. I've heard people, and I do myself, like Squirrel, who's a very well-known. Thanks for the subscription there. Let me just pick you up. I can't see your name, dude. But thanks for the subscription. I appreciate that. Maybe it'll show in chat. Yes, Rhett2463. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. So I'm still a huge X-Plane fan, and it was interesting because I went a week without flying in VR, just flying this simulator that we're seeing now. I went a week with that, and let's go to. Get that nice view for you there. I went a week flying in 2D, and then I went, so time to fly back in VR, and I started flying in VR, and oh my God, did I miss it. Landing alone, being able to have the peripheral vision and the depth of field, and be able to know where you are in space in 6 degrees, it's so much better than 2D. I mean, for you folks that haven't flown in 2D, it's hard to imagine. I mean, basically it's like in 3D, you feel like you're in a real plane. So that right there is it's kind of a bummer for me, but there's a lot about this sim I like especially the graphics. I love the way the planes look. Okay, they did a really great job on the eye candy of the planes. They look great. Okay, they really do. They did a fantastic job on that. But under the hood, the functionality, Yeah, the world in X-Plane, even with ortho, is pretty Lego-y, and I agree with you. It's not. That's why I said it's nowhere near the same as this simulator. This simulator blows away every simulator. Although Aerofly was pretty good. It's pretty good. DCS is pretty good too. For those of you into military, DCS is pretty good. Yeah, X-Plane can. I mean, I don't have wonky problems with X-Plane. Okay, I really don't have wonky problems with X-Plane. But in any event, I don't want to rant too much about it. I'm gonna probably do a video on my thoughts about it after I fly this for maybe another week or so. But I've pretty much got a good opinion of what's wrong and what needs to be fixed and what's good, but in any event, I believe that Laminar and X-Plane still have a bright future. They've got commercial accounts that use their software, their simulator to actually train people. That tells you something, right? Yeah, that's the problem with Aerofly. Aerofly, number one, it's so huge, it takes up so much space. But number two, it's just like a dead world. It's like I call it like I Am Legend. It's like an I Am Legend world. There's nothing there except you and your plane. There's no movement, if you will. Get me through until the next plane comes out. Yeah, that makes sense, Michael. That makes sense. Well, it's good you're getting back into simming. That's awesome. So let's talk about X-Plane, because I do love X-Plane. So X-Plane, 11.50 was the big Vulcan metal project, right? Which is the foundation of their graphics engine. They switched over from OpenGL, which is a 20-year-old graphics engine, to Vulcan on the PC, Windows, and Metal on Mac. It was a huge undertaking for them. Okay, and it started about 6 months ago. I think they released the first release, and then the first beta. Oh, actually, I was involved with the pre-beta. So that's probably about when that happened. And then it went to beta. I think I forget which for beta came out first, but anyway, it started with beta, and there was actually 17 betas releases. Okay, it was at first not great, and they said, look, it's going to be a process. It's going to be over time that we're going to be adding these improvements. We're working on it, and we want you guys to test it and let us know what's going on. So right about, you know, I would say, I think it was release 11.50 beta 14, around there, 15. All of a sudden, I got like a 10 FPS jump in frames. And not only that, the frame consistency, which is the most important thing, was vastly improved. All of a sudden, it went to smoothness. Now, keep in mind, you know, I've been using, yeah, they all get free. Those upgrades are free. If you're an X-Plane 11 owner, you get other upgrades for free. There's no charge for that. If they go to a new release like 12, they're going to ask you to pay for it, which they should. But in any event, 14 or 15, beta release 14 or 15, boom, huge improvement. And then it just started getting better and better, and then smooth. One of the main things that I saw, I think it was in 14, maybe 15, was I always had this problem in VR where if I put on clouds, the shadows on the ground would flicker. And if every cloud has a shadow and all those shadows are flickering, imagine that. You're seeing all these flickering black spots on the ground all over the place when you're in VR. Couldn't take it, so I couldn't fly with clouds, which, you know, when you can't fly with clouds, it kind of kills your realism, right? So, I got to get a picture here, guys. I'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, so basically, when you don't fly with clouds, it destroys your realism. So 14, I think it was beta 14. I said, let me turn on clouds and see what happens. No more cloud flicker, no more shadow flicker. Oh, it was awesome. I actually wrote an email to Austin Meyer thanking him for it. He replied back, but I actually thanked him for that because it was such a damning nuisance. And anyway, so they fixed that, and it had a rocky start, the whole 11.50, but it ended up that it really made some major improvements using Vulkan on PC, which is what I use. I'm sure Metal users on Mac saw the same thing. But they dropped release candidate 1 last week and release candidate 2 this, like a couple days ago. So they're getting really close to the final release. So those of you who don't like to play in the beta world are going to get to see all of these capabilities that that they have. And let me see if I could pull this up here. Let me just find it. Explain. .50 release notes. We're going to talk about the update coming to Microsoft too. So this is, here, let me just show you this. So this is a major. Look at all these. Look at all the betas. Look at all the betas. Okay. And right about here is when, and I was actually in beta 1. Okay. Started there. But now, I mean, all of these, I mean, they fix so much stuff. Where does it say? I think I saw a cloud flicker. Flickering cloud shadows on the ground. That was it right there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was a huge bug. Huge bug. They fixed all that. They have pushbacks. Okay, they added a bunch of airports. Okay, 3D. So you look at all these things they fixed. Here's release candidate. They're just starting to. You can see they're getting less and less. They're just cleaning stuff up here. Okay. Candidate 2, all these crashes, all this is all the stuff they fixed. You guys can look at this yourself. I'll put this in the chat here if you want to check it out. There's the release notes. This is all going to be, if you're X-Plane 11 owner, you get this stuff as part of your release. So there you go. All the stuff that's going to get fixed, that have been fixed. I mean, this is a couple hundred things, maybe 200-300 things that have been fixed in this. It's a major release 5.0. So thankfully, 5.0 is coming to an end, and like I said, it's a massive improvement. It's a massive improvement, and kudos to Laminar for delivering some long-needed improvements in the simulator. Oh, you can't use Vulkan on your graphics card. That sucks. That sucks. Sorry to hear that. It makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference. I mean, listen, X-Plane is still CPU-centric, but they've done a better job of distributing workflow to the GPU, because that's what Vulkan does. And they've done a better job of distributing, I think distributing workflow over all the cores in your CPU. So it's just, they're getting more and more towards modernizing the architecture, which is great, you know. It's not a huge development team there, you know. And they're stick with it. They think about what they're giving their customers for their money. This isn't an X-Plane 11 Laminar research commercial, and I've had plenty of gripes. That's looking awesome. I gotta get back out here. That's looking awesome right there. I've had plenty of gripes about X-Plane. Anyone that has been following me knows that I haven't been, shy about stating my concerns, especially when it came to areas of VR, you know. But anyway, so they've come a long way. 11.50 compared to 11.30, which is the first. I think 3.0 was the first VR release. Maybe it was 2.0. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's great. Well, that's good that you're happy with. That's the main thing. And again, it's all about frame consistency. They should have a frame consistency metric. We all look at FPS, you know, and FPS is really important in fast-moving games, right? Or games where you're shooting games, stuff like that, stuff that moves fast. F1 racing, project cars, those kind of games that are moving quickly. A simulator. I mean, look how slow you're moving. It's not changing that much. If you're running at 30 frames per second, but it's absolutely 100% smooth, right? There's a few times when frames start to kick up, when you're landing and taking off, right? Or if the clouds are moving by quickly, or if you're flying a fast plane around tight objects, right? That's when you need frame rate in a simulator. But you don't need it right now. I mean, right now you need consistency. The realism is that I'm looking out the window there at Maui, okay, and it looks smooth as silk, right? I go to this view. That's Lanai off of Maui, smooth as silk. That's frame consistency. That's the metric that flight simulator users really need to look for. That's the important thing. So there's a really good video. So we talked about X-Plane. I'm really looking forward. I'm going to actually install Release Candidate 2 later on today and try it out. So that was a great effort by them. Let me just see here. I wanted to show you guys this video that you really should check out for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm not going to play the video because I don't want to kill copyright, but if you guys are familiar with Jay's 2 Cents, okay, he's a PC tech guy. He's got a couple million subscribers. He's been on forever. Funny guy. You'll learn a lot about PCs from him. He tests out every graphics card ever known to man. He did a great video on how to get better performance out of Flight Simulator. There's about 8 or 10 things that he talks about here. And by watching this, I picked up 2 things that were causing me problems. Right? One was I didn't realize that in Windows, I had the DVR function, record function on in the background, which means it was constantly recording, like I don't know how much of video of screen, movement constantly. So that was eating up CPU. And the other thing that I had on was Shadow Play, which is an NVIDIA's instant replay, constantly running 5 minutes of DVR. Now I knew about that one, but I didn't realize that what of effect it had. I turned both of them off, and I instantly gained. I'm going to go back to frames. I gained like 8 to 10 frames per second. But the consistency, the stuttering went away. It got smooth. So I highly recommend checking out this video. Just search. Well, I don't mind putting the link in the description. Let me just go to.
And remember, we are.
Oh, I don't want to copyright him. I'm trying to give him a solid here. But if you just, here's the link. Check out this video. It's really good. He even talks about frame consistency. He knows that in a simulator like this, you don't need 120 frames per second. You just don't. So in any event, make sure you check that video out. You may already be doing all of the things that he's suggesting, but I will tell you that it helped me considerably, which was good. All right, let's get a flight status here. Then I want to talk about the upcoming Microsoft Flight Simulator. Where are we? We were Roshi making our turn here. Yeah, he talks about AI traffic. I don't turn AI traffic on. AI traffic is a frame killer in X-Plane too. Let's see where we are. We're at Chain, so we're getting close. We're getting close. Making our ways through the beautiful Hawaiian Islands. So let's talk about the upcoming release of Microsoft, the patch release, I should say. So you can find out. I don't have the actual link here. I can't find the link, but here's the. These people reported on it, so you can check this out. All right. So what are we doing here? Title will no longer crash when different input devices, peripherals are disconnected. So this was a problem that I was having with the drone cam. Okay, so the drone cam. What happens? I use Xbox controller and it's wireless, so everyone's, for battery saving, it disconnects it shuts down. When you hit the button, the Xbox button on it, and it reconnects, right? No, it's not out yet. Flight sim check. I think they're saying next week. So basically, good question. I should have mentioned that. So what would happen is the drone would work fine. I would press the button and it would work fine, and then start to fly, and then the Xbox controller would go and shut down in power saving mode. Then I would go to reconnect it, and it would crash the sim. That happened 3 or 4 times. So I got to the point where you can't, like right now, I won't use the drone. It would be really cool to turn the drone on and give you guys some cool views and stuff, but you can't trust it. So I don't use it during streams. They are fixing that supposedly, so that's a really good one. Okay. Title will no longer crash when the 930 package is deleted. I don't know what that means. Why would you delete the package if you bought it? Whatever. So installation issues will no longer be blocked after partial decompression. Okay, well, I'm sure that was causing a lot of problems. So they're fixing some of the install issues a lot of people were having. Content manager, title will no longer automatically download packages that have been deleted. Okay, that's an issue. Content manager no longer gets stuck in an infinite loading state when checked offline. Never had that problem. Creator name of the package should now be properly updated. Okay. SimConnect. So SimConnect is what's used for like Pilot Edge and VATSIM and any third-party connection of the sims, for it's all lat long, like latitude, longitude positioning, right? SimConnect is what I guess the API that's used to connect to all those systems, including hopefully someday ForeFlight and Flight Plan Go, right? So they're significant. They are having major FPS issues or frame, fixing that, which is good. Performance of the title has been improved when the display name so basically, when you're flying in a group, right? And when we were flying the other night, somebody mentioned to turn this on. I forget who it was when he's right. You'd want to turn on display name so you could see everybody in the air. Otherwise, it's very difficult, right? Well, apparently, when you did that, it like killed the frames on it. So that's going to be fixed. And correct currency is now so basically your currency, depending on where you are in the world, is going to be displayed. I got to tell you, for like the first patch, I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed, and I'll tell you why. Okay, first of all, I mean, these are all good things they need to fix, no doubt about that. Second of all, it's the month of August, so maybe, and these guys worked hard on the software, so maybe some people are on vacation. I totally get that, and that's totally cool. But I would imagine that, like, when they were getting ready to release the product, right? I mean, I'm in the software business, okay? I know how software works and releases, right? So you're getting really ready to release your product. There's always some known things that you just didn't get a chance to fix, okay? That you put on the list that you're going to fix in your first dot release. So, like, I don't like seeing, I mean, I would expect that there'd be a lot more of that kind of stuff in here, like maybe having to do with the G1000, which is, we all know has some issues, and autopilot has some issues, and there's nothing about like fixing the flight. I mean, I know there's some big things to tackle, and I would just think that their first dot release would be have a little more width to it, But in any event, that's what it is. That's what you're getting, and all good improvements, all improvements that are needed. But there's still, there's still a long way to go, and I'm sure. I think I heard that in the first week there was one night when there was 40,000 people on the servers at one time flying in this simulator. So that means they sold at least 40,000 copies, and they probably sold 100,000 copies. My guess. Okay, that's a guess. Maybe it's somewhere I haven't had a chance to check to see. Maybe it's somewhere posted, but I would guess they sold 100,000 copies. Okay, it's a well known title, right? So they're making, let's say an average of $70, per version. So we're talking about $70, and let's just say I'm right, and it's 100,000. That's basically $70 million. Okay, so they probably took in between $50 and $70 million worth of revenue in the first week of selling this title. I would say that with that kind of, I'm sure their expense was high, so they got it. There's ROI on their investment, but hopefully they're going to put some of that money into making this a real simulation platform. I hope it's not going to be an eye candy, everyone always chasing them to make it more real world flight model, real world plane operation, real world study level. I know there's going to be third party and all that, okay? But when you're paying $120 for the high end, you expect, like I expected, the SR22 and the Citation Longitude, which are part of the high end package that you got to buy. I expected those planes to be a little bit better, right? A little bit better. I'm not going to go into the issues, but the one thing I will tell you is that the Longitude, from what I can see, only has about 2 hours worth of fuel capacity. That plane's supposed to handle 14,000 gallons of fuel, or pounds of fuel? I forget which one it is, but it's supposed to have like a 7-hour range. It's like a 4,000 or 4,500 mile range. Okay, they didn't get that plane right, so and you're paying extra money for it. The SR22 is okay, but like the input pad doesn't work. There's other things that don't work on it. It's a toy versus when you compare it to like Torque Sims and X-Plane. Torque Sims is amazing. Is an amazing SR22. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I hope that the developers of this sim don't go down a path of eye candy, Xbox, not that it's a bad thing, but like Xbox casual user, because there's a big community of flight simmers that really are hoping that this graphics engine goes along with what we see in X-Plane 11 and P3D as far as flight modeling and realism in that sense, right? So anyway, let's hope that the second patch release is a little deeper, a little wider, addresses some of the more nagging issues that all of us have seen. X-Plane here, shall I get it? Mainly GA planes, VFR, and some IFR. So you're X-Plane pilot. Do you fly in VR or do you fly in 2D? NCO. Thanks for joining the stream, by the way, NCO. I appreciate it. But let me know if you fly in 2D or fly in VR. I would say it depends on your budget, okay? It's cool. It's amazing. As far as the visuals are stunning, all right? There's no doubt about that. The visuals are stunning. I said this before. But the flight modeling and the control of the plane and the consistency between planes, 2D mainly. I would definitely do it. It's a fun simulator, okay? It's a fun simulator. If you're put it this way: if you just want to buy a simulator and you want to, well, if you're already using X-Plane, the difference here you're going to find is the graphics are amazing. Okay, you're going to be disappointed with the flight model. Thank you, Ancio. I appreciate that, man. You're going to be disappointed. I think you're going to be disappointed with the flight model. I think you're going to be disappointed with the study level of the planes. Okay, I think that you might be disappointed with. There's some things in the graphics that are great, especially when you're at high levels like this. Okay. Come a long way, guys. I think I have to start thinking about landing soon. Well, I should probably contact, I tell you what, I'm jabbing away here. Tune to Honolulu approach. I want to land. So, it should let me, I have a flight plan in. I didn't file my flight plan, though. Nearest airport list. Tune the tower. Okay, there we go. I just did that. So what we did was go to the nearest airport and tune to Honolulu, request full stop landing.
Honolulu Tower Beechcraft November 328 Bravo Delta is 21 miles southeast with Kilo to land.
Beechcraft November 328 Bravo Delta Honolulu Tower. Fly straight in runway 26 right. Altimeter 29.9 to wind 260 at tree.
Alright, which one's 26 right? Oh. I'm sorry, I'm looking on
Make straight in runway 26 right Beechcraft 8 Bravo Delta.
I gotta show you what I'm looking at here. So let's go to this airport diagram. Which one's 26 right? Ooh, over here. Okay. So if we look here, right here, 26 right. But that's 22 right. 26 right. Okay, there's this one here. Okay. All right, just so we know which one it is. Hopefully we'll figure out the right one. Okay. Sorry guys, I can't answer chat real quick. Give me a second here. We catch up. Hey, bud. I'm a guy who accidentally stranded on your aircraft without fuel. Oh, Brad. Okay, dude. No, I appreciate you letting me know that, man. Brad, don't worry about it, dude. I appreciate you letting me know. Sorry, I got a little ornery on you in my note. Just so you know what has to happen then is it's a major pain in the ass. Like you have to go fly, you gotta go find an airport that sell you a drum of fuel, buy the drum of fuel, and you gotta rent a plane that can carry that drum of fuel to the airport where the plane is stranded. Okay, you gotta drop that fuel off there, then you have to load up the fuel in the plane that's stranded, and then you don't have enough. I didn't have enough fuel to get it back to Roanoke, so I gotta fly to another airport, get more fuel in the plane, and then fly it back to Roanoke. So it took me like literally an hour. Yeah, that's okay, dude. I appreciate you letting me know. I apologize for the orneriness, okay? But it's a major pain in the ass when that happens. I actually asked, just make sure I got 26 right? No, it's okay, Brad. Listen, dude. No worries. I appreciate you letting me know, though. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, you're not a part of the group, so if you want to join the group, join our group, and you'll definitely find some people in there that'll help you learn. I'm gonna go on. Do I have? Let me just see where I am here. Well, I got a ways to go, so. But I do want to get down here, so let's go to autopilot off, down, 2, 3, 4, autopilot back on. So now we'll go down a little bit. Oh, autopilot off, vertical speed. Okay, now it's not working again. It won't let me decrease the vertical speed. All right, we're just gonna fly. We're gonna hand fly.
Beechcraft 8 Bravo Delta cleared to land runway 26 right. Wind 260 at tree.
Cleared to land runway 26 right, Beechcraft 8 Bravo Delta.
Just make sure I know which one's 26 right. Now see, in X-Plane, I can easily see the runway here, and I can't see the, can you see the runway? It's very difficult to see. Right here. But it's hard to see. It's hard to see.
$500.
They got to make the runways easier to see. Maybe there's a setting that I can, you know. All right, GA parking is, where the hell's GA? Oop, I'm looking at the map here. Sorry. Going past the terminal here, so I don't know where the hell GA parking is. I'm going to go all the way down here, the ramp. Oh, there we go. That should be good. We're going to exit right here. Give me a second. 1 second, guys, and I will, where's my, can I exit on the right here? Anybody? Brad Pitt, thanks for, oh, shit. Thanks for subscribing.
Beechcraft 8 Bravo Delta, contact ground on 121.8.
The plane just missed a TBM there, I think.
to 1.8 for Beechcraft 8 Bravo Delta.
Oh, no.
Ground Beechcraft November 328 Bravo Delta, taxi to the gate.
Beechcraft November 328 Bravo Delta, taxi to gate 301 via taxiway Alpha Alpha 2 Alpha 1 Alpha Zulu.
Yeah, I don't know where the hell Alpha 1. Oh, I think we're actually here. This is actually Alpha.
Taxiing to gate 301 via taxiway Romeo Bravo Alpha Zulu Beechcraft 8 Bravo Delta.
A little bit all over the place, guys. That's all right. We got the whole parking area to ourselves. Yeah, I'm sure I'm in the wrong. This is air freight over here, but that's all right. Let's clean up the plane here. Get that parking brake on. FSEconomy ended properly. Let me go back here. So, sorry guys. Let's see. Wondering about Anselio says you're wondering also if landscape rendering is realistic versus working out with ortho. Decent series, yeah. So the difference is ortho looks amazing. Like I can show you parts in X-Plane of like the California Nevada desert in ortho that looks absolutely stunning. Every bit as good as this. Okay. The Grand Canyon in X-Plane with ortho, high level ortho, every bit as good as this, in my opinion. Okay. It's like the rocky terrain in X-Plane is really good, but like the wooded terrain, like the green tree terrain in X-Plane is not great because X-Plane's trees are awful, right? They're like these flat things that take up a lot of processing and they look terrible. The difference is in this simulator, the trees are all like rounded and bushy and that just makes them look amazing, right? So that's, to me, if you fly in the desert areas, X-Plane with really good ortho is fine. Like I'll tell you, like Orbix, like I have Orbix. I haven't bought any Orbix at X-Plane, but I have it at L52 Oceano because it's free. You can get it for Orbix for free. Go to the website and X-Plane, and it looks stunning. Okay, and then you fly like I fly a lot in like Yucca Valley and out that way. You fly up to 10,000 feet and you look around. It looks amazing in VR. Okay, so the rocky, the rock type terrain, like the mountains, with snow-capped mountains, that looks with ortho looks really good in X-Plane. It's that terrain like in the Northeast in Virginia and Appalachian Mountains in Pennsylvania where it's got trees. The trees, X-Plane's trees are awful, and that's one of the biggest. If they had better trees, it would look better. The other thing is ortho's flat, right? So you're not going to get the structure that this gives you. Like when you fly through Italy or in Rome, or if you fly through a town in South America, you get these structures that look three-dimensional, that aren't flat, that look really good. X-Plane, if you're using ortho, everything's flat, and they overlay their Lego objects on top of that, and the X-Plane Lego objects don't look really that great. So to me, that's like the contrast between the two. Okay. Yeah, I was talking about Aerofly before. Definitely. Is it beneficial to fly for the group, even if you're not flying a group plane? Yeah, absolutely. So wherever you fly in the world, if you fly for the group, the group gets a cut. right? So the way it works is just all you do is you fly for the group, fly for VR Aviation when you set up your flight, okay? You basically, if you're flying in London or you're flying in Spain or wherever, that particular flight will fall under the group, and you don't pay for fuel, you don't pay for the rent of the plane, okay? You don't pay for the ground fees and all that stuff. The group pays all that. You get, let's say it's $10,000 top of the top for the income for the flight. You get $6,000, $6,000, 60%, and then at the $4,000, all the expenses come out of it, and then the group gets the rest. So that's how it basically works. But any flight that you can do anywhere in FS economy can be a group flight. Hopefully that answers your question. X-Plane 12, World Ortho included. I would buy now. Yeah, I can understand what you're saying. But it's got to be more than that. It can't just be World Ortho flat. Like, it's got to be like, it has to be similar to what is it Asobo, I guess? Asobo and Microsoft did. It's got to be World Ortho, but the object generation has to be more true to world, right? Because you listen, you're not going to hand model every 35,000 airports in the world, or 37,000 airports. But the ones that people are popular, you can hand model. Like if you look at like Aspen is amazing. In fact, why don't we do that while we're sitting here? I'm just going to go to show you Aspen. Aspen is just, hopefully I won't kill the sim. I'm going to try to turn on the drone cam, and hopefully I won't kill the sim here. But I want to show you Aspen. So, basically if you've got if you're in one of the airports that are hand designed, I think there's 40 of them if you buy the high-end package. They're amazing. Let me just show you Aspen. KASE. Okay, it says depart. Oh, shit. I hit the wrong thing. KASE. So here's another thing I would like to have them do. So let me just say I said this. Give me a way to edit here, like right here, and just like hand type in airports and waypoints. Just give me like a line right here where I could just type it in instead of having to go through this map and entering it in with the points and all that. I just want to type it in here. Departure, arrival, right? It would be so much easier. I hope they do that. All right, so let me just kill this. All right, so we're going to go here, and we want to do it at 12. And conditions, we'll just do custom, keep it that way. Okay, close. Jessica, hi, thanks for joining the flight. Appreciate that, or the stream, I should say. Okay, start flying. Oh my, yeah, that would be awesome, Michael. Thank you. And as I mentioned before, I don't know if you joined late, but kudos and thanks to all the folks that joined VR Aviation over the last week or two and that are flying their butts off. It's really helping to build up money. I'm basically, everything's got to be supplied. There's a lot of virtual cost into running the group, and it's great to have the extra help in generating cash so that we can pay for the things that we need. And the end goal here is I want to buy another 3-lot airport in our network so we could have a triangle hub and then all the spokes going off. So that's the goal. We need a lot of money to do that. We're going to need like about $6-7 million to do that. So it's going to take some time, and I'm actually willing to give the group some money to help along with that, and other donations, virtual dollar donations, would be greatly appreciated. But we've got a long way to
Aspen
go.
Tower Beechcraft, November, tree 28 Bravo Delta at runway tree, ready for takeoff, straight out departure.
All right, let me just let the graphic. Now here's the thing: you got to give the graphics a little time here to sort of like catch up and do their thing here. Okay, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go. Let me just turn on my thing. Hopefully, I can get this to work. Okay, I'm gonna go showcase. All right, now I'm in the. Oh, yeah, good. So now we're in the drone. Okay. So this is Aspen. Let me just change the time here a little bit. A little bright. That's what I like. Like, I fly at 6 o'clock. So you see how washed out it is at noon? You go to 6 o'clock and things just start to get a little bit nicer. Right, this is the golden time right there, like 6 o'clock. Okay. All right. So that's clear skies. Let's just look at like a little snow on the ground here. Watch this. Move this. Watch this. How cool does that look? Bugaboo, this should be cleared, but that's okay. How cool does that look? That looks cool. But let's go to summer. Uh-oh. I just crashed the sim. Darn it! It's hung. Yeah, it's handcrafted. Damn it. I just crashed the sim. Yeah, it is incredible what they do. I totally agree with you. And Michael, yeah, like you said, flying at night is really just... I like flying like at dusk. Yeah, I know, I know, but yeah, but we'll see. Sometimes it just doesn't come back, and I think this might be... Oh, there we go. Beautiful. All right, cool. All right, so clear skies. So let's do a little sightseeing here. Oops. This is an awesome airport. They did a great job on this one. But they're not going to go for 40,000 now. They're going to, you know. What would be really cool is if they make the development tools easier, then you're going to start to get the community developing like you do in X-Plane, and you'll have like a lot more of the airports done. Okay, look at the parking lot. Look at the buildings. Bada bing, bada boom. Brad, you must be from the Northeast if you said bada bing. Look at those cars, man. They look, and this is by the way, this is high. I'm not sure who did this one. Look at that. That's a nice FBO. That's beautiful. But I like this building over here. Yeah, Brad. So I'm not sure. I think did I send you? I usually when people join, I send them a message with like all the kind of like the goals of the group and like some of the responsibilities of pilots. What's your member name in the group? Oh, actually, dude, you're not part of the group, man. I checked to see if you were part of the group. You weren't part of the group. Hold on, let me just double check that. Give me a second here. Because I wouldn't have sent that message to you. Because I put you. What is your name in FSEconomy? I mean, yeah. What's your name? So let me just. I want to show you guys. I'm doing two things at a time here. I love this building. This building is very cool. Oh, you didn't join. Okay, okay, okay. All right, I have to. I banned you, so I have to unban you, dude. I'm gonna do that right now. So let me just go to preferences. No, I didn't. You have to join the group for me to send it. So you haven't joined the group yet, right? Doesn't this building look amazing? Like, this building looks awesome. That's incredible. What a job they did on that. That's a screenshot right there. These little things are cool too, man. Check this out. I love having the drone. I'm getting good at piloting the drone. No, it's okay, dude. I don't mind. So your name is like Jim R N00. That's you. Just want to double. Yeah, okay, that's you. Gotcha. All right, I just unbanned you, okay, because you're a nice guy and I appreciate it. Now join the group, and when you join the group, I'm going to send you a note that'll explain a lot of stuff to you. And now, yeah, it's really great when you take a plane if you fly like a round trip, okay? Because you have other pilots that might want to use that plane, and they're generally going to want to start from your hub, okay? So whenever you fly, sometimes you run into things and you got to leave it there because of time or whatever. Understood, it's no big deal. But as long as everyone usually has the intention of like getting it back to its home, that's really helpful. Because, to be honest with you, I spend not a lot of time, but I actually spend time ferrying planes that are left back and forth, which is, it's a lot of time. So if everyone in the group just basically would, return, that would be awesome. Do round trips. Try to always bring it to its home. And actually, we got somebody taking off here. Is he landing, I guess, or is he taking off? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool right there. Oh, as it disappears. I love this airport. It's a great airport. So yeah, it's really helpful if you can return. So join up, and I'm going to send you the email. You'll get the note through FSEconomy note system. You'll get an email that way. This is Aspen. KASE. Isn't that beautiful? All right, guys. Well, that's going to just about do it for me. So you say join the group if there's a specific job. How does it benefit this pilot? So we can read about groups in the here. I got a suggestion for you, Brad. I did a video. Here, hold on. Give me a second here. I did a video. I did an Ask Me Anything the other night. Give me a second here. I'm gonna post this video. Watch this video, and you'll pick up a lot here. Hold on. Videos. All right, here, check this out. Because I know you have a lot of questions, so I'm going to post this. Watch this video. All right, Bruce. Have a good afternoon. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Check this video out. It's an Ask Me Anything on FS Economy, and it will explain a lot of things to you. But in a nutshell, by you flying for the group, you're making 60%. You don't have to pay for gas. You don't have to pay for fuel. You don't have to pay for rent. Okay. Also, you can lock up jobs in the group assignment area so that other people can't use them, that you're going to fly later. And I always recommend that you put them in your holding. Watch the video. You'll learn about all these things. It's really worth it if you're getting started with FS Economy to watch this, because we answer a lot of questions. Okay. Great. I'm glad, Michael. Guys, thank you so much for joining the stream today and being a part of the discussion and communication. I'm trying to streams every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I might throw a Sunday in there from time to time, but I'm usually 8 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. So, guys, listen, thanks a lot. I hope you have a great weekend and Saturday. Enjoy. If you're in the path of that weather, stay safe, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.